What's good with the YouTube? Y'all already know Big Flocka with a convict's perspective. And I'm going to smash, dash, and slide on through that little bit of energy. Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all those things to help support this channel. And hit that bell notification for future fire content. So we got a good one. Another kind of, I guess you can call them profiles, but a little bit of my past experience. We're going to talk about someone I know pretty well back in the days, man. And they're from Salon. Isidro Chilo Moreno. Also, from Barrio Mas Locos in San Jose, from the east side. So Chilo, man, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about him, man. He was a character, um, really interesting, man. Character, funny, and he was treacherous too, though. See, he was at one time married to Spankio's sister, Jackie. While he was on the streets like there, he used to associate with a lot of people right there at San Antonio King, McLaughlin, homeboys from the Horseshoe, everything. People were surprised that he didn't get involved with the Horseshoe back in the days. Now, he spoke Spanish as his first language, right? So he had a little bit of an accent. And the thing was, is what he used to do back in the days, right? He was already sick with it as early as 91. He'd be dressed up in all blue, right? Hit up some Sureños in their neighborhoods, act like it's all good, and next thing you know, he'd pull out his things and he just get to fucking taking dudes out. That was the type of dude he was. He made a lot of sacrifices. Um, I know he did. I think he did a hit in the fourth floor that caught him a lot of time. Um, but eventually, he got pulled as a C up there in Pelican Bay. Um, I believe he was with Stork for a minute, Tibbs, and a couple other cats over there, man. And now the first time I met him, I was in Corcoran Shoe, and when I first got to the pod, they were trying to transition a certain block 3B4 left into a gang module at the time, right? This was I think 99 or 2000, and Paul Giron was there, uh, nine from Sacramento, as well as Suave Heredia from Salinas. So immediately I became the channel for that building, right? And because Suave was going home and so was fucking nine. Now this was previously before Raymond Sanchez got killed. This is right before Suave touched down out there. So next thing you know, we get an individual who comes through. It's an individual named Chilo. And so I start getting at Chilo and I'm running him down through the process. And he's asking me certain questions, like, you know, um, he goes, if you function under, uh, what was it, Cinco Nueve, right? Or have a challenge to the Bay, then you know exactly who I am. Now you gotta remember, I was young in my career at that time. I didn't understand these things. First, nine left to parole, then Suave, so it was me and Chilo. So I started reaching out to Chilo, like, hey man, I'm learning here. I know how to establish security and do all that, but this is all new. So he took a liking to me. Then I told him the story about the recruitment back in the days and all the process and everybody that was getting illegitimately recruited at the time as hermanos. And so eventually he left. He leaves. Now I'm all by myself in the fucking block once again, man. And I think I was getting into it with some fucking Kumi cat that was there at that time. I forget, right? Eventually he moved me to 4B4 left. And so I get there. Downstairs is Smokey from Salas and Steve-O from San Jose. To my left was fucking Joker Diaz from Castroville and Chilo. And then Carlitos and Wine over there, and then Sombras was over there. And I think Tigre was there, as well as Smilo from Oakland. So there's about like 7 Granadas there, bros. It was just a fucking tight-knit program. And I was in cell 20. And I remember Dash and D, Daryl from Black Angels, he was in cell 13, which I thought was kind of interesting. Pirate was in 14 and some other cat, right? My next door neighbors were Negro and Conejo. They were cellies. One was from Pomona. I forgot where the other one was from. Now, I'm there. I got to go through the clearance process. Now, at first, they, like I said this before, I was one of probably the first homeboys that was put on fucking walk on status due to violence. So I go to committee. They put me up for fucking group yard, BGF's Northern Structure Yard, which is a gang validated yard, right? I have to go through IGI review. They have to review my C file. They elected to deny it. So next thing you know, I got fucking Chilo and them getting at me, and I'm like, well, you're the only one that's not going to the yard. I go, well, bro, what do you want me to do? I go, you want me to hold my tray? You want me to lock myself up on the tray slocks? We used to do that all the time and shit, man. I used to get into it with cops all the time. He's like, nah, you don't have to. It's not that serious. Just write a 602 on it. Okay. So we're there, and next thing you know, because I was previously fucking going through the Enso Dial School thing as far back as 1996, 97 at the time. 97, excuse me. And they were reaffirming and restepping my status to be legit. So next thing you know, I get a we left from fucking Carlitos, and they're asking me a few questions and all that, man. And Carlitos started giving me these breakdowns, and then Chilo gets at me. And next thing you know, I get a fucking thing that, you know what, I'm pulling you under NR currently right now. And then they were asking questions about functioning on the streets. So you'd have fucking Chilo would be working with me, fucking Carlitos and Wino. I was fortunate to have the schooling of 3 C's at that time while I was in Corcoran. And I think that a lot of that translated into me fucking being the way I was later on down the lines, because that's all I was around on the streets and in prison. It's who I got along with. You know what I'm saying? It was what I was committed to being. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, Chilo was there. He was different. He was kind of a J cat a little bit, man. Um, you know, he got into it with this Africano there over some magazines, and the Africano fucking threatened to beat him up. So there was a green light on that black dude. He was a BGF cat. He got into it with Boxer over the chair. Upset because Boxer had had followed directions and put Carlitos on freeze, which meant that all Boxer was doing was following orders. It wasn't like he was making a decision, okay, Carlitos, you're on freeze. No, he was just following what directives were being given, which had came from Conejo and them, right? Now, you know, Chilo, I got into it with him a couple of times, and here he is, one of my stamps, right? And he couldn't write that good always, right? So fucking one time the corrections officer came by and they gave me a thing of beans, and I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll take it. I didn't know why they gave it to me. So next thing you know, I get this fucking kite. It's from Chilo. And he's like, why you take the bean? And it's like BEEN. I couldn't figure out what the fuck he was talking about. He's talking about beans. And he was all butthurt about it. Like I went in there and took these beans that were supposed to be for him and fucking all pissed off. I said, man, I go, the SEAL didn't even tell me what was going on. You know, and then he laughed about it afterwards, man. And that's when at that time they started to, Chilo and Carlito started to have me fucking go to the group yards and try to infiltrate the dropouts. You know, act like I was not active and see what information I could gather. And that's when I was running into the fucking Demon, who everybody knows was from San Jose, was originally from down south, was one of the most hated dudes out there in San Jose for a while, as well as several other individuals. And I'd come back and I'd have to file a report. And it was actually good training in how to, you know what I'm saying, infiltrate different types of systems, rankings, and just posing myself as a non-threat to individuals. And I was able to gather a lot of information. And Chilo used to take a lot of it personal because some of it was directed towards him. And, you know, I remember the fucking phrase he made towards me about Damien, like, you know, that dude talks a lot of shit. Maybe we'll have to go fucking kill his mom. It's clearly what he said. I'm like, wow. So we continued to do our education, though. You know, I was doing weaponry, I was doing the format, and I was doing street concepts as far as regiment activities and learning about the pain scales and the percentage and drug activities and extortions and different rackets that we had, which is not really fucking given to bros at the time. You know, if you're gonna function, they may fill you a little bit, but technically all that was privileged information at the time. You were supposed to go over street concepts. And so we had a good time there, though. They used to laugh, man, because when I was learning how to make the fucking pegs and the fucking paper fileros, I put so much fucking soap in it so I could make it tight. That thing, it would squeeze the fucking peg and hella fucking soap would come out, man. I'd be like, oh, man, you caught me cheating. And I've told the story already. The one time when I went to the showers, man, and fucking I had those fucking I had to put on some Daisy fucking Duke shorts, man. And it was fucking embarrassing, man. Oh, they were laughing hard, man. That was like I said, that's how it was. That's the relationship we had. You know, this is in the shoe. This is a validated block. It's all MANFAB structure, whatever you may be. And we still found the ways to have a good time. You know, and Chilo was a good dude. He got deported when he got out to Mexico, and he never returned, which is not uncommon for a lot of Familianos. You know, they get deported to Mexico. Why come back? You come back, you may be looking at charges. I've seen carnales actually come back because they lost contact with their channels. You know what I'm saying? I've brought up Payaso a few times. But Chilo, he's you know, he got divorced, of course. Um, he went over there, changed, you know, went right back to the things that he used to do out there in San Jose, but without the fucking gang banging. I mean, it's a whole different game. It's a whole different lifestyle out there, man. He's involved in different things. I heard he picked up an addiction, so he has addiction issues, you know, and so I'm gonna keep him in my prayers. But Chilo was one that, you know, really fucking I held close to heart, you know, him and Carlitos, because they're the ones that took a hands-on approach to schooling me, you know, and you know, I was able to learn a lot from these individuals while I was there, and now a lot of things have enabled me to become a better man, you know, and you know, Chilo, like I said, he was always one of those ones that stuck his nose where it didn't belong at times, man. I mean, Boxer had to tell him, fucking, you know, you want to come in my cell and tell me? That's just how it kind of is over there, man. At that time, a lot of people were kind of upset about what happened with Carlitos because Carlitos was a good dude. Wano was a good dude. They had some good, solid brothers there, man. Sombras and Tigre and fucking Smilon, and not all of them were as educated. I would find out later on, like they should have been. But as far as showing carnalismo, unity, respect, we had a good thing going in corporate. And there was respect going on amongst all the other groups there. Like I said, I had the ABs right there. I had the fucking one of the main MA dudes was right there, and I learned how to fucking coexist with other oppositions. Normally, I wouldn't be able to coexist with. And you know, Chilo, Chilo was a character though, man. I'm telling you right now, man. I got some stories about that boy, man. And he used to look forward for me to be writing my fucking missives and shit, man. When I came back and stuff, you know, trying to find out what this dropout was talking about. He would tell me to ask certain questions and stuff, man. And that dude Timon was talking major shit though, you know. Anyways, though, this is just a quick profile. He wasn't that big, Chilo. He was actually pretty young, man, and I think maybe he got recruited at a young age, man. And I was surprised because at that time, that's when I learned that what I perceived NFM was supposed to look like was a dude with a big old bro shot and stuff like that, the OG and shit, stars on his head, and he didn't look like that. He looked like a fucking kid, man. You know, and you know, a lot of people joke around about him. Oh, he's just a Baisa, you know what I'm saying? Or look, he's just a J Cat. That's Chilo. Chilo didn't give a fuck, man. But when it came down to making those sacrifices, though, Chilo would be ready to go full force, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing I can sit there and say about corporate when I was there. Everybody that was in corporate that functioned under that household, and I'm not talking about when Silver and Sobras and Mondo Quinn were there. I'm talking about when Carlitos was there, Wino, all these cats. They had a good thing going, man. They made the hint they feel fucking inspired by the unity that they promoted there. And you don't see that nowadays, man. You don't see the carnalismo. And there, man, you see it every day. Love was being shown and respects, and you've seen the progress of each individual growing while there. Anyways, quick profile, man. Like I said, or my experience, I'm trying to do more things along the lines that you guys maybe want to hear. Um, hit the comment, man. Let me know some other fucking videos you want me to do. With that said, it's your boy Flacco. I'm gone.